She is a God-fearing woman, first and foremost, and she's a mom, a wife, a sister, a friend, um, but definitely she's a planner. And I think she's definitely a woman who believes in building up other women. So the journey from being a corporate leader to becoming a relationship expert really is that I think, I've kind of always been, you know, a strategic planner, if you will, working on strategy within my organization. As a corporate leader, it was really important for me to, work from a strategy, work from a strategic plan. And oftentimes I would have my girlfriends come to me or, um, friends of mine, and talk about just different relationship challenges and obstacles. And I always thought, well, it would be great if I could solve problems in relationships the way I solve for them in my organizational um, role. And the way I did that was always like looking at a SWOT, looking at the business plan, looking at the mission and goals of an organization and understanding for my client at work, what was the core values of this organization? What was the original mission of this organization? And that usually helped us get back on track for the client in the business world, in the business arena, and helping them wherever there were, obstacles on the journey that took a turn. We would always kind of go back to, okay, what was the original founding of this company? Let's go back to those original principles to help guide us. And I thought, it'd be great if I could really apply this kind of same mindset and process to relationships. If you kind of go back to like, what was the founding principles of the relationship? What drew you to this person? Do you have core values? Are you equally aligned? All of those things. And I thought when having those discussions, most people didn't really have an outline for what our core values was, what is our mission for our relationship? What kind of legacy do we want to leave for our family, our children, our community? And so I thought, you know what? If we could start there as a foundation of relationships from a SWOT, from value driven, relationship, from morals, from those equally aligned values, if we could start there, we probably would eliminate a lot of problems on the back end or during the relationship, during the course of the relationship. Or when things get off track, you can kind of go back to that foundation. And so that's kind of how this whole journey around this relationship. I don't know if I would call myself a relationship expert. I'm still learning as I go along in my 23-year marriage now. But I definitely see that it's benefited my marriage and others who I've supported and when they've had obstacles or challenges and said, "Here, try this, see how it works." Um, you know, and it's been, I would say, a game changer for my relationship and for the folks that I have counseled along the way who have applied these methods. It's been a game changer. So I don't know if that means I'm a relationship expert, but it definitely means that I'm a guinea pig for the work that I'm doing and it's working, and so I'm really proud about it and want to share with others. With DEI work in this equity space that we're in, you start with the foundation of belonging. You always kind of think about when people talk about diversity strategies, they say, well, we want to foster a sense of belonging. We want employees to feel valued here. And I think when you look at your relationship, it's some of those same core principles. It's, I want to belong, I want to feel valued, I want to feel heard. And so I think DEI, the space in corporate America, is very relevant to your relationship when you think about having a seat at the table, having the right people at the table, having diverse mindsets and backgrounds be able to come together for the greater good, for the whole to be better. That's exactly what you're doing in your relationship. I don't want my husband to think exactly like I think. I want him to bring a different set of beliefs and ideas and ways to solve problems than I do. Now we have to be equally aligned in our core values. Like at the core, we need to be aligned. But when we think about solving problems and making our community better, making our family better, our children, we want to solve them and we want to think about those, those obstacles that we're facing from different mindsets so that we can have the best approach for solving issues in our relationship, issues in our family, issues in our community. And so I think it's very much aligned with how you focus on or approach a diversity strategy in an organization. You definitely want to start with the three things I talked about at the foundation, and that's belonging, a sense of being valued, and a sense of being heard. Those three I think are important in both of those, in both the corporate arena and in the having a healthy relationship. Yes, I have a new book. I'm excited about this book that will be coming out very soon and hitting shelves shortly. The book is Marriage Business, and it's basically, how to go from proposal to prosperity, building a dynasty the Fortune 500 way. And it's basically, again, the concepts that I've talked about before is looking at successful businesses have business plans and they work from that plan. Successful marriages have what? Love, and what are we working from? And so it's really trying to bring in business concepts to apply to your marriage, of course, with love and intimacy. So we're not taking that out of it, but it's about really trying to apply, these concrete business practices to your marriage to not just build a legacy, but I talk about building a dynasty. And a legacy is transferring wealth. The dynasty is transferring wealth and cultures, values, traditions. And if you're divorced, a lot of that is disjointed and you can't transfer that. You can transfer the money, but you can't transfer like our culture, our traditions, how we do Thanksgiving, how we make decisions, how we, celebrate holidays at our family. You can't transfer that. And that's really what a dynasty is. It's about transferring more than just wealth. And so I'm excited about the book. It'll hit shelves soon. Um, Readers can expect to be transformed in their marriage, to be transformed in their relationships about how they think about things, taking emotion out of the decisions and really looking at analysis of facts and, just approaching your marriage from a real concrete place, a very planned place. We're regimented in having meetings in our family and in our relationship. Our kids understand how to make decisions, analytical decisions, not emotional decisions. So it's really transforming marriages. This book is really about that. And so I'm excited about it. So readers can expect to be transformed in the mindset, in their relationship, in their actions and behaviors, how they approach their spouse. They're going to be transformed, and it's going to be mind blowing and changing not only for their relationship but for their children's relationship, because we want to show children a roadmap for successful high functioning marriages. Oftentimes we see dysfunction and we pass on dysfunction. This book is about highly functioning people functioning in a way that's healthy and then being able to transfer that model to their children. I would say the retention of families. That would be the most important thing is, if I could save one marriage, which I think saves a family, then I've done more than enough. For me, it's not about selling books or making money, because I'm blessed in that way. This is about transforming people so that they can have healthy relationships, so that in turn they can have healthy families, and healthy families produce healthy communities. So for me, um, I guess my favorite thing about all of this is really seeing transformation and really seeing concepts that I thought might work, right? So you take a hypothesis and you think it might work, but then you actually see it work and you say, "Wow, this really is transformational." So for me, that's my favorite thing is being able to see families saved, being able to see families not just, survive but thrive, and being able to pass on healthy, functional attitudes for their children. I've seen my own children transform. That's my favorite thing. Withstand the storm. Relationships have peaks and valleys, just like any other thing in your life, your career, your relationship with your family. You know, you have peaks and valleys. There's times when you're really, really, loving each other in your family, and sometimes you're like, my mom is working my nerves, or my sister is doing this. So I would say withstand the storm. I go back to that because recently Michelle Obama talked about her relationship with Barack and how they had 10 years where she just was really questioning the relationship. She was questioning her happiness at times. And, but she said when she looked at the overall, the longevity of the relationship, so they're 20 something years in, 10 years might have not been as wonderful, as blissful in the marriage. But overall, when she looks at the net of the relationship, she's had more positive than negative. Beyonce, I just went to a Beyonce concert last night. Her and Jay-Z have had their things, but look at them, now. And so all relationships will have peaks and valleys. And withstanding the storm means you can overcome some of those things. Don't make decisions in the moment of emotion, and that's what the book is about, like taking a lot of the emotion out, being rational and analytical in your thinking. So I would say one piece of advice is just to try to withstand the storm. Don't make decisions in heated moments. Be very thought driven in your relationship, and look at the net of the relationship, not just the moment of the relationship. So look at the overall relationship as and look at what you're getting out of it from the net, not just in the moment. It's about having healthy families. I feel like healthy relationships produce healthy families, healthy children, healthy moms and dads going to work and being the best person they can be and giving their best at work. If you start your day off at home in a negative space and you're already leaving the house from a negative space, just imagine how the rest of your day is impacted. So for me, um, the biggest impact I would like to have is being able to have, again, healthy relationships, because I think they produce so many other healthy um, factors in your life, healthy workspace, healthy children, all of those things. So, my biggest impact that I want to leave is if somebody can say, my relationship is healthy. It's healthy, even more than happy. It's a healthy relationship.